Okay, I thought I'd just do a quick tour of my action figures because my apartment is a complete mess. I'm gonna clean it, so I need to rearrange everything. So I figured I'd do this before I got to that. Okay, so here is my Ryu from Street Fighter statue. It came with Street Fighter 5, but he goes on this little stand here, and he like always falls over and just knocks all these aside. I have no idea how that's supposed to work. So, whatever. I've looked at some videos, and he looks like he just goes on there, but he always falls off. So here are my amiibos. I have a Zelda. Ganon just fell. Samus. Zero Suit Samus. Link, of course. And Ganondorf. I'm not really into the amiibo or collecting and all that. I went to Sheik, but I waited on Sheik and the price went up. I don't really care about paying a bunch of money for little figures, so I didn't really bother. Here's my Tali from Mass Effect. What are these called? I forget. Pop figures, whatever. This is like a defective one. You see the foot right here. It doesn't actually fit on the stand, so I had to like carve it out with a knife to try and get it on there. It still doesn't really stand on there right. I just never bothered to make the hole bigger. Here's my Nindroid Link. I dropped his hand on the ground. Yeah, so his little sword hand goes there. These are some random ass figures. I got the last time I went to Japan, or the first time, because I just got back from another trip a couple of weeks ago. So this is I guess, Warrior of Light. And here's a Tifa. And here's my Messenger Moogle. I got this from when I went to the Final Fantasy Fan Fest 2014. It has a little sack there. Okay, going down. There's Mikasa from Attack on Titan. This was like 18 bucks. I think it was in like those arcade vending machines or UFO catcher things. I bought it at a shop. Here's my Bishojo Jun Kazama from Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Here's Mila, rather, from Tales of Xillia 2. It came with the collector's edition. This one character back here is from Con Clyde or some tank girl thing I've never actually watched or cared for. I got that off a UFO grabber. Here's the sorceress from Dragon's Crown, which I was really happy to get this. I thought it looked really cool, and I liked the character design for reasons. Down here, this is like an older one. I got this like in 2005, 2006 or so, in like one of my first places I lived at. Here's a Raziel from Legacy of Kain, the human version. There's a Kain. I actually broke, since I've had these figures for a long time and traveled around with them, they've like sat in the closet in bags and whatnot. So I actually broke his arm. I think it's his sword arm I broke. I had to stick it on with super glue, so don't really want to touch that. Here's Lara Croft from the collector's edition of the remake of Tomb Raider. Here's a Revolver Ocelot from MGS2. Really old. You see his gun is bent. I've had this. This is like one of the first ones I ever bought. Here's an Eno from Guilty Gear. This is a really weird one because she doesn't stand up. I don't know if the figure was defective or something, but she like leans way forward. See, it's on there all the way. She leans way forward, so she would always fall. She has like a guitar that goes into the hand, but it would always slide out, and the figure would fall over. So right now I have the Thingamabob from Destiny. I think it makes noises and whatnot. I just like set that on top of this to like keep it in place. And here's a little Ryu from Street Fighter 4. I think it came with the collector's edition of that. Going further down, you have a Geralt from The Witcher. This came with the Witcher collector's edition for Witcher 3. It's actually, I think it's kind of like an ugly statue. It's just him slaying a Griffith. Here's Haseo, I think, from Dot Hack GU. I'm not really sure how I got that. Here is Lancelot from The Order 1866. I mean, I like that game. A lot of people shat on it, so I don't think it'll ever get a sequel, but I like it. It's pretty much like a bookend, but I don't really have it for that purpose. Here is a Ryu from Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. This one I've also had for a long time. He has these little kunai, whatever, on his side down here. Like, the ones over here broke off at some point in time because I've had this forever. I actually broke his sword too, and I had to glue it together. I think you can see the seam right there. There was like an Ayane that came out at the same time that I didn't buy. I kind of regret that now because I really like that figure. Okay, let's move over to the other side. Okay, these are the ones that I just bought when I went to Japan. Here's a Sniper Wolf from Metal Gear Solid 5, or 4, I guess 1? 1, yes, 1. Her little wolf pup. I actually don't like the way this looks, because it doesn't really look like she does in the game, but whatever. And here's the elf from Dragon's Crown that goes with the sorceress. These are like the two figures I wanted. When I went to Japan last year, is when I first saw these, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta have these, but the price was a little bit high. So actually, when I went this time, my goal was to get this figure. This was like the one I wanted to get. It's like $150, which is way too much to pay for a little plastic thing, but I'm happy to have it. In the back here is Jubilee from the X-Men, who was in the new movie for like 3 minutes. Here's Poison from Final Fight, Street Fighter. Alright, I guess that's kind of it. The rest of the things that are in my case are like collector's editions. There's Final Fantasy from the PS3. The Last of Us. This was from Catherine. Dead or Alive. I guess there's Last of Us again. Going down a little bit further. This is all Tales from Zestiria. It came with it. I'll probably, when I rearrange everything, this probably will all go back into the box, except for these little figures. I'll keep these guys out. They'll go up on that shelf, probably. And at the very bottom, this is stuff I bought when I went to the PlayStation Experience last year. Here's like a little PlayStation hoodie. Beanie. These are little Ryu hands. You can like put your hands inside the Ryu hands and... there's a cap, the PlayStation logo. These little cards are that they gave out at the event. In the back is the PlayStation bag. So at the top, like I don't really have the space for this stuff, but so at the top you have the box that the Witcher thing came in. There's a Tales of Xillia box that the Belia thing came in. There's a Street Fighter 5 box, a Tomb Raider box, and the Destiny box. And that's pretty much it. I have some more stuff in my closet, but that's like, I haven't really brought that out because I don't have space. I might get another display case and set it right here. So that's that.